Hog fans, it's week 5, Razorbacks versus the Aggies, but let's talk about LSU. I enjoyed that game. As far as losses go, I enjoyed that better than the first 2 wins over Western Carolina, Kent State. I just did. It made all of us, I believe, as fans, that these Razorbacks can compete in the SEC, right? It was a fun game. And I know we don't like the way it ended. A lot of us felt maybe we should have let them into the end zone to score to give us a chance. But that must be so strange for a football team, for a defense, for a football coach. It's ingrained in them to not let. It's the only thing I can think to compare it to in myself is being drunk on tequila. And you're at that point where you know you've had too much and you should make yourself throw up. And all your friends are saying, throw up. You really should. You should. You don't think you should, but you should. You'll feel better. And you're like, no, I'm fine. I don't throw up. I'm not that guy. I'm going to be great. I can block that. I'll block the field goal, or I'll run it back at the last second. So it's hard. It's hard when that's ingrained against you. But I had a good time, and that's what makes me believe we can beat those Aggies. Because we're playing at home. Right. It doesn't really feel like we have a home field advantage in Texas. How can Arkansas ever have a home field advantage in Texas? That doesn't seem right. That's like having the U.S. having an embassy in Russia. It just doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel like home there. Okay, fine. It's in Jerry's world. Jerry Jones, former 1964 Razorback national champion. Okay, fine. It's Jerry's world. But then, Jerry, you got to really make it your world and give us some home field advantage. I know you got some weather controls up in there. Come on, you do. You can control the weather. I bet you can crank up the heat or make it super cold when they have the ball. Definitely some wind controls going when they're kicking or throwing. Got to have some wind machines. You got to be able to make some lightning. I bet Jerry Jones has lightning capabilities in Jerry's world, and we need to use them, or it's not a home field advantage. Sorry, it's because I get worked up about the Aggies game because we can't seem to beat them. I was there when Manziel beat us, and I feel like we haven't won since then, or before then. Somehow we can't beat them, and I know more people are excited about getting the boot or Mizzou. Who doesn't want to beat Alabama? But this is the game I want to win. I am sick of losing this game. We've been going against the Aggies since the Southwest Conference days. The Southwest Conference days where Aggie jokes were told back in the 60s and 70s when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm that old. The only comment I got in the last video I made last week was how old I look. Thanks a lot. But I was around in the SWC games when Aggie jokes were funny. This is volume 8 of 101 Aggie jokes. How much does that cost? Holy moly. I don't know if I'd pay that much money for that thin a book in 2023. Volume 8, that's 8 times 1. That's 808 solid Aggie jokes, I'm sure. Let's find a good one. Let's find a good Aggie joke and have some fun. Did you hear about the Aggie who was appointed ambassador to the Bermuda Triangle? These are solid jokes. Most of these references you will not understand. An Aggie invented a smoke alarm that lets you stay in bed 10 more minutes. That's a solid Aggie joke right there, folks. That is a solid Aggie joke. There's 101 of these jokes. And you know, they don't make Aggie jokes like they used to. I don't hear them around. The last Aggie joke I read was Jimbo Fisher is going to get guaranteed $94 million. That's a funny Aggie joke. It could have been crafted better, like, how many Aggies does it take to pay Jimbo Fisher $94 million, all of them, or something like that. That's the way light bulb jokes, how do you screw in a light bulb jokes now, or how much money you pay Jimbo Fisher. But that is a funny amount, a hilarious amount of money to pay a guy named Jimbo. So Jimbo Fisher, that's funny, but the problem is, to really laugh at them, we have to beat them. And to beat them, I haven't talked about this since it happened last year, but I think a big key is to not fumble on the 1 yard line and have the other team. It's hard. I can't even, a lot of us, we don't even like to talk out loud, like some demon will be invoked or something. But yeah, I think our football program changed after that moment last year. We won a couple of other good games after that, BYU and Ole Miss, but still, like, it was like being at the 1 yard line, about to score, and then it go the other way, 99 yards for a touchdown, is like leaning into a kiss with someone who you just so love, and then they just kick you in the balls. Now that's a Holtz quote, or it could have been if he said balls quotes. But that's a solid, that's a Frank Broyles kiss your sister type quote right there. You lean in for a kiss and you get kicked in the balls. That's what it felt like. You know it, fans of the Hogs. We can't have that. We're not going to happen, because that's like lightning. That's like lightning that Jerry Jones controls. It can't strike twice, something that unlucky. $94 million. Now that's funny. We've got to make that funnier by beating them. That's a lot of money. I could afford a box seat at Jerry's World to control the weather, to give us home field advantage. But we don't need it, because I saw a legit team, and that's why I'm sticking with 31. You know I got that right last prediction. 31-30. Hogs over the Aggies. Woo pig.